It was a chilly Saturday morning in Flagstaff, Arizona, the kind where the mountain air feels crisp enough to sting your nose. The roads were slowly filling with weekend traffic as people rushed to diners, grocery stores, or day trips up the scenic highways. Motorcycles rumbled past in steady streams, and among them was Jake Holloway, a former Army mechanic turned long-haul biker who had a habit of taking the long way home just to clear his mind. Jake had just pulled out of a small coffee shop, a paper cup warming his gloved hand, when he noticed something unusual near the entrance of a rundown strip mall. A boy maybe 10, at most 11, stood on the sidewalk holding a dusty red motorcycle helmet in his small hands. His clothes were too thin for the weather, his cheeks hollow, and his eyes, exhausted, darted around as though he was deciding whether to run or stay. A cardboard sign hung from the helmet, written in messy black marker. $5. Please buy, I need to eat. Jake slowed his Harley to a stop. The rumble of the engine made the boy flinch. That alone twisted something inside Jake's chest. He had seen kids in rough shape overseas during his deployments, but seeing one here, in the middle of a busy American town, shook him differently. Jake killed the engine and stepped off the bike. "Hey buddy," he said softly, "you okay?" The boy swallowed hard and nodded, but the tremble in his hands gave him away. "Please sir, just $5. You can have the helmet. It's good. My dad used to—" He paused, voice cracking. "I'm just hungry. I haven't eaten since yesterday." Jake crouched down so he wasn't towering over him. "What's your name?" "Evan," the boy whispered. "And where's your dad now?" Jake asked carefully. Evan looked away, staring at the passing cars like he wished he were anywhere else. He's gone. Mom's been working double shifts at the motel, but sometimes we don't have enough. I'm not supposed to be out here, but I had to do something." Jake inhaled sharply. "Childhood shouldn't look like that." "You don't need to sell your helmet," Jake said. "Here, let me get you something to eat." But Evan shook his head fast. "No sir, I don't want charity. You can have it. I promise it's worth more than $5. It's special." That word special made Jake pause. He reached for the helmet, expecting it to be light, but the moment he lifted it, his hand stopped midair. Something shifted inside it. Not heavy, exactly, but not empty either. Jake tilted it slightly, and a small metallic sound echoed inside. Evan's face tightened. "Please, just take it. I'm really hungry." Jake glanced inside the helmet and suddenly, everything around him went silent. Even the busy street noise faded like the world had been muted. Because what he saw inside wasn't something a starving boy should ever be carrying, and definitely not selling for $5. Jake felt his heart drop. "Kid, where did you get this?" Jake's breath caught in his throat as he stared inside the helmet. Nestled at the bottom, wrapped in a thin scrap of flannel cloth, was a military dog tag, battered, faded, and scorched at the edges as though it had survived an explosion. The name carved into the metal froze Jake's entire body. SGT, Daniel Marcus, USMC. Jake felt a jolt run through him. He knew that name. SGT. Marcus was a Marine Jake had served alongside during his first deployment, a solid man, brave, steady, and a father who talked non-stop about his newborn son. Jake remembered the pictures Marcus used to carry, showing a tiny baby wearing a too big beanie that kept slipping over his eyes. Marcus had died in an ambush overseas 10 years earlier. Jake had been there. He'd helped carry his body. And now, here was his dog tag. In the hands of a starving boy on an Arizona sidewalk, Jake swallowed hard. "Evan, where did you get this tag?" The boy hesitated, his lips trembling. Then he quietly answered. "It was my dad's." Jake felt the ground tilt slightly beneath him. "Your dad was Sergeant Marcus?" Evan nodded, eyes glistening. "He died when I was a baby. Mom told me he was a hero. She kept this tag safe for years. But last month, things got bad. We got behind on rent. She cried a lot. I wanted to help, but I'm too young to work. So I thought, maybe someone would buy the helmet and find the tag, and maybe, I don't know, maybe they would understand. Maybe they'd help her." Jake's chest tightened painfully. He wasn't the type to get emotional easily, but this hit like a freight train. "Evan," he said gently, putting a steady hand on the boy's shoulder. "You don't ever sell something like this. This tag is a piece of your father, a reminder of who he was." "But we need money," Evan whispered. "Mom said we might have to leave our room at the motel. I just wanted to help." Jake stood there, staring at the thin, hungry boy of a man he once respected, loved like a brother. Marcus had died protecting Jake and their squad, and now his kid was standing here starving, not on Jake Holloway's watch. He placed the helmet back gently into Evan's hands. "You keep this. Your father would want you to." Jake stood up, jaw clenched in determination. He pulled his wallet from his vest and handed Evan a crisp $100 bill. Evan's eyes widened. "Mister, that's too much." "That's nothing," Jake cut in, "and I'm not buying anything. I'm helping a Marine's son. There's a difference." He pulled out his phone. "Where's your mom? I'm taking you both to get a proper meal, and then we're going to figure things out." Evan hesitated, then pointed toward a small, shabby motel across the street. Jake nodded, his expression firm. Good, let's go. Your dad looked out for me once. Now it's my turn to look out for you. And together, they walked toward the motel, one hungry boy, and one biker whose life had just shifted forever.